visit.
I have come to deliver this letter to Marat. I am unhappy and therefore have a right to his aid. I have a right to his aid.
Who's at the door, Simon?
A girl from Caen with a letter. A petitioner.
I won't let anyone in. They only bring us trouble. All these people with their convulsions and complaints, as if you are nothing better to do than be their doctor and lawyer and confessor.
That's how it is, Marat. That's how she sees your revolution. They have toothache. Their teeth should be pulled. Their suit burnt. They shout for better suit. A woman finds her husband too short. She wants a taller one. A man finds his wife too skinny. He wants a plumper one. A man's shoes pinch, but his neighbor's shoes fit comfortably. A poet runs out of poetry and desperately gropes for new images. For hours an angler casts his line. Why aren't the fish biting? And so they join the revolution, thinking the revolution will give them everything. A fish, a poem, a new pair of shoes, a new wife, a new husband, and the best suit in the world. And so they storm all the citadels, and there they are, and everything is just the same. No fish biting, verses botched, shoes pinching, a worn and stinking partner in bed, and the soup burnt. And all that heroism that drove us into the sewers, well, we can talk about it to our grandchildren. If we have any grandchildren.
Marat, it's all in vain. You study the body and probe the brain. In vain you spent your energies. For how can a man cure his own disease? Marat, what is our path? Or is it not visible from your back? Your enemies are closing in. Without you, the people can never win. Marat, can you explain how once in the daylight your thoughts seem plain? Or has your ambition left you down? Your thoughts like shadows, the night has come. Your thoughts like shadows, the night has come. Your thoughts like shadows, the night has come.
Marat's nightmare! They are coming. Listen to them. Look carefully at these gathering figures. Listen closely. What? Yes, I hear you. All the voices I ever heard, yes. I see you. Oh, all the old faces.
We're all revolutionaries nowadays.
They are burning the corpses.
Now it's happening, and you can't stop it happening.
What we do is but a shadow of what we want to do.
Haven't we always beaten down those weaker than ourselves? Pull yourself up by your own hair.
They are waiting. They are waiting.
The only reality is imagination.
Your thoughts lie in shadows. Now night has come.
Listen! 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 Listen!
Suffer as he suffered on the cross!
We're all revolutionaries nowadays.
I'm another! I'm another! I'm another!
You still
Woe to the man who is different, who tries to break down all the barriers. Woe to the man who tries to stretch the imagination of man. He shall be mocked. He shall be scourged by the bunkered guardians of morality. You wanted enlightenment and warmth, and so you studied light and heat. You wondered how forces could be controlled, and so you studied electricity. You wanted to know what man is for, so you asked yourself, what is this soul, this dump for hollow ideals and mangled morals? You decided that the soul is in the brain, and that it can learn to think. For to you, the soul is a practical thing, the tool for mastering life. And you came one day to the revolution because you saw the most important vision, that our circumstances must be changed fundamentally. And without these changes, everything we try to do must fail.
The end comes soon. Before we watch the crime, let's interpose a drinking, thinking time. While you recall that what our cast presents is simply this, a series of events, but that our ending, which might seem prearranged, could be delayed or even changed. We will, since it's a play, not actual history, postpone it with an interval. We guarantee that after your refreshments and debating, you will find Marat still in his bathtub, waiting.
Against whom I've warned you continually, and whom you recently hailed as a hero, has gone over to the enemy.
Shame! Liar!
Most of our generals who wear our uniforms are sympathetic with the emigres. And when the emigres return, our generals will be out to welcome them. Execute them!
Down with Marat!
Bravo!
Our trusted Minister of Finance, the celebrated Monsieur Campon, is issuing fake banknotes, thus increasing inflation and diverting an entire fortune into his own pocket.
Lovely free enterprise!
And I am told that the wily Perrigo, who is at this moment head of the Bank of France, is in league with the English. And in his armored vaults beneath his bench are buzzing with renegades and spies, the people.
That's quite enough. We agreed to make no mention of these gutter-snide smears which these men suffered in the past. After all, we're living in 1808, and today these men hold posts of honor, and each of them was chosen personally by the Emperor.
Go on.
Shut up, Marat!
Don't let him speak.
Only Marat.
Our country is in danger. We talk about France. Who is this France for? We talk about freedom, but who is this freedom for? Members of the National Assembly, you will never shake off the past. You will never understand the great upheaval in which you find yourselves. Why aren't there thousands of public seats in this assembly so that anyone who wants can hear what's being discussed?
What is he trying to do? Look who sits on the public benches. Knitting women, concierge, washerwomen, with no one to employ them anymore. And who has he got on his side? Pickpockets, layabouts, parasites, who loiter in the boulevards and hang around the cafes.
Wish we could.
Released prisoners, escaped lunatics. Does he want to rule our country with these?
You are liars! You hate the people!
Well done, Marat!
That's true.
You will never stop talking of the people as a rough and formless mass. Why? Because you live apart from them. You let yourselves be dragged into the revolution, knowing nothing about its principles. Has not our respected Danton himself announced that instead of banning riches, we should try to make poverty respectable? And Robespierre, who turns white when the word force is used, does he not sit at high-class tables, making cultural conversation by candlelight?
Down with Robespierre!
Down with Danton!
Only
And
Marat.
you still long to ape them, those betrayers of the revolution, those powdered chimpanzees. I denounce Necker, Lafayette, Talleyrand. No!
These are my friends and the friends of France. If you use any more of these slanderous passages we agreed to cut, I will stop your flame.
And all the rest of them. What we need now is a true deputy of the people. One who's incorruptible, one whom you can trust. Things are breaking down, things are chaotic, that is good. That is the first step. Now we must take the next step and choose a man who will rule for you.
Hurrah for dictator!
Marat in his bathtub.
Send him down the sewer.
Dictator of the rats.
Dictator, the word must be abolished. I hate anything to do with masters and slaves. I am talking about a leader who in this hour of
He
crisis
is trying to incite them to new murder.
We do not murder. We kill in self-defense.
Oh, if only we could have constructive thoughts instead of agitation. If only beauty and concord could once more replace hysteria and fanaticism.
Look what's happening. Join together. Cast down your enemies. For if they win, they will spare not one of you. And all that you have won so far will be lost.
A glory for Marat!
Down with Marat!
A victory parade for Marat! Down with prayer!
Out in the streets!
Off in the lampposts! Out in the maker show!
Long live freedom!
Hit at the rich until they trash. Throw down the god and divide their cash.
We will tonight a tasty meal of potato for all the to eat.
knocking, Simon. Simon, more cold water. Simon, fetch fast so that I can dictate my call to the people of France.
Why all these calls to the nation? It's too late, Marat. Forget your call. It contains only lies. What do you still want from the revolution? Where is it going? Look at these lost revolutionaries. What will you order them to do? Where will you lead them? Once you attacked the authorities who turned the law into instruments of oppression. But how will you fare in the new rearranged France you yearn for? Do you want someone else to tell you what you must write? And tell you what work you must do? And repeat to you the new laws over and over until you can recite them in your sleep?
Why is everything so confused now? Everything I wrote or spoke was considered and true. Each argument was sound, and now doubt. Why does everything sound false?
Poor old Marat, they lie prostrate, while others are gambling with France's fate. Your words have turned into a flood, which covers all France with her people's blood. Poor old Marat, lie prostrate, while others are gambling with France's fate. Your words have turned into a flood, which covers all France with her people's blood.
You lie prostrate.
Poor old Marat,
You lie prostrate.
poor old Marat, you lie
Straight.
Corday, wake up.
Charlotte?
Corday, you have an appointment to keep, and there is no more time for sleep. Charlotte Corday, awake and stand, and take the dagger in your hand. Come on, Charlotte, do your deed. Soon you'll get all the sleep you need.
Now I know what it is like when the head is cut off the body. Oh, this moment! Hands tied together, feet bound, neck bared, hair cut off, knees on the boards, the head already placed in the metal slot, looking down into the dripping basket. The sound of the blade rising, and from its slanting edge the blood still drops. Then the downward slide to split us in two. They say that the head held high in the executioner's hand still lives. The eyes still see. The tongue still writhes. And down below, the arms and legs still shudder.
Charlotte, waking from your nightmare. Wake up, Charlotte, look at the trees. Look at the rose-colored evening sky in which your lovely bosom heaves. Forget your worries. Abandon each care and breathe in the warmth of the summertime air. What are you hiding? A dagger? Throw it away!
We must all carry weapons nowadays in self-defense.
No one will attack you, Charlotte. Charlotte, throw the dagger away.
In my room in Caen, on the table under the open window, lies open the book of Judith. Dressed in her legendary beauty, she entered the tent of her enemy, and with a single blow slew him.
Charlotte, what are you planning?
Look at this city! Its prisons are crowded with our friends. I was among them just now in my sleep.
waiting outside Mara's door. Do Pele you see before her languish, prostrated by their parting's anguish? Even his pain, his pleadings, chaste but worn, cannot avert the act she must perform. For what has happened cannot be undone, although that might be wished by everyone. He tried restraining her with peaceful sleep, and with the claims of a passion still more deep. She might as well, as best she could she tried, but this girl here would not be turned aside. That man is now forgotten, and we can do nothing more. Corday is now focused on this man.
No! I am right, and I will say it once more. Simon, faites pas! It is urgent, my call.
Marat! What are all your pamphlets and speeches compared with her? She stands there and will come to you to kiss you and embrace you, Marat. An untouched virgin stands before you and offers herself to you. See how she smiles, how her teeth shine, how she shakes her hair aside. Marat, forget the rest. There is nothing beyond the body. Look, she stands here, her breast naked under the thin cloth, and perhaps she carries a knife to intensify the love play.
Simon, who was at the door?
A maiden from the rural desert of a convent. Imagine those pure girls lying on hard floors in rough shifts, and the heated air from the fields forcing its way to them through the barred windows. Imagine them lying there with moist thighs and breasts, dreaming of those who control life in the outside world. And she grew tired of her isolation, was caught up in a new age, gathered up in the great tide, and wished to be part of a revolution. But what's the point of a revolution without general copulation?
And what's the point of a revolution without general copulation? And what's the point of a revolution without general?
As I sat there in the Bastille for 13 long years, I learned that this is a world of bodies, each body pulsing with its own terrible power, each body alone and racked with its own unrest. In that loneliness, marooned in a stone sea, I heard lips whispering continually, and felt all the times in the palms of my hands and in my skin the need for contact. Shut behind 13 bolted doors, my feet fettered, I dreamed only of the orifices of the body, put there so one may hook and twine oneself in them. Continually I dreamed of this confrontation, and it was a dream of the most savage, jealous, and cruelest imagining. Marat, these cells of the inner self are worse than the deepest stone dungeon. And as long as they are locked, all your revolution remains only a prison mutiny to be put down by corrupted fellow prisoners.
What's the point of a revolution without general
Marat, I will tell you the names of my heroes, but I am not betraying them, for I am speaking to a dead man.
Speak more clearly. I can't understand you. Come closer.
I name you names, Marat. The names of those who have gathered at Caen. I name Barbarou, and Bouzeau, and Pétion, and Louvet, and Brizot, and Bengiot, and Jansonnet.
Who are you? Come closer.
I am coming, Marat. You cannot see me because you are dead.
Bob, take this down. Saturday the 13th of July, 1793, a call to